SportsMax Zone. The NBA season, or this NBA season, is shaping up to provide the hottest battle for the scoring title since David Thompson and the Iceman, George Gervin, had to be George, went toe-to-toe in the 1977-78 campaign. Mariah, I'm looking at you. That battle was only resolved on the final day of that season. Now, on that day, Thompson, playing for Denver Nuggets, took to the floor first, scoring 73 points against the Detroit Pistons. Now, that left Gervin, who played for San Antonio Spurs, needing to score 58 points for him to win the scoring title. Gervin proved his greatness that day, scoring 63 points against the Jazz to win the scoring title. Now, fast forward 44 years from that point, and the trio of Lebron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid are waging their modern-day war for the mantle of NBA scoring champion. Of note, this is very important now, the NBA scoring title is awarded to the man with the highest per-game points average at the end of the regular season. It is not awarded to the man who has scored the most points over the course of the campaign. Now, LeBron, Giannis, and Embiid are all averaging 29 points per game. The last time three players went neck and neck for the accolade was in the 1985-86 season when Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight reel they called him, he beat off the challenge of Alex English and Adrian Dantley. We're about 10 games away from the end of this regular season, and Embiid may take some games off to rest a shoulder injury ahead of the playoffs. And with the Bucks clear for the playoffs, Giannis may take some rest to recharge for the postseason. That leaves LeBron, who's trying to get the 9th placed Lakers into the playoffs with a free run at the title he won for the first and only time in 2008. And the latest news I saw was that LeBron may miss the Lakers' next game due to left knee soreness. So, yeah, he's also not in the best shape as we approach the end of this regular season. Joining us to talk about this fascinating race is our NBA expert, Alistair Albert. Alistair, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me as usual.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So let's take the men in turn. I wanted to talk about the likelihood of each man winning that scoring title, and also to look at, you know, which of them you think will be eyeing the scoring title as something he wants to push himself to the limit to secure.
I think all three of them probably might be eyeing it. You know, Embiid hasn't won the scoring title. Has Giannis have? I can't remember right now. Sorry about that. I can't remember that. But, you know, LeBron, as you said, only has won one scoring title before. And we know everything for LeBron right now is all about legacy. You know, right now he's averaging 30 points per game, or essentially 30 points per game. And, you know, he's the oldest player since whoever to average that amount of points. And for him, I think it's all about, you know, trying to, you know, show people that, you know, he could still do it at a really high level in his 19th season, 37 years old. And, you know, he's doing that. And it's really a matter of necessity for him. When you look at Embiid and the Sixers, the Bucks and Giannis, you know, these guys are cemented. They're in the playoff run right now. But the Lakers are really fighting to get into the playoffs. And they need every single output of LeBron right now, the Lakers do, for them to be able to make the play-in tournament and possibly make the playoffs. So I think LeBron has the easier path, I would say, to try to get that scoring title because they need him and AD is still out. And I think it's probably going to come down to probably him and Embiid to win that title. And, you know, may the best man win. It will go down to the last day, basically.
Yeah. So the issue is then, you can't sit on the fence here on this program, Alistair. You have to. You said, hold on. You said that you think LeBron, given the circumstances, would win. But who do you want to win? Which is a different question.
Oh, who do I want to win? That's going to be an interesting one. I actually want LeBron to win it. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because, and I know a lot of my boys back home in St. Lucia are probably not going to like me for it because there are a few LeBron haters out there. But, you know, LeBron, you know, I think what he's done has been really remarkable. Of course, he just passed Karl Malone for second all-time in scoring in the NBA's history. And I think it's, you know, it's more for him to kind of say that, you know, he's done this. He's the first player right now in NBA history to have 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists. You know, right now he's just putting up up loads of different stats. And I think he's kind of done it as a part of the game, you know, a bit necessary for him to score and put up those points and the stats that he has for his teams to win. You know, despite him having the players that he has on his teams, he has to produce for them to win and for them to get as far as they do. So right now he's putting up all of these stats. I think he's just going to add to the storylines, add to the debates. And, you know, just going to fuel a lot more conversation. So, you know, I'm all for the entertainment, so I actually want LeBron to win just for that.
Yeah, and speaking about LeBron, recently stats came out that he passed Karl Malone, now second on the all-time scoring list. So, you know, just a spin-off based on what we've been discussing, do you think that he can get to #1? Because he's done it in a few number of games, Alistair.
Yeah, I think he will, but I think it all, of course, depends on health. You know, how many games can he play? Right now, he's played about 54 games this season. You know, and I think what he needs right now is just at least, I think the last time I did the calculations on the weekend, he needs at least an 18 points per game average next season to be able to break the scoring record. And LeBron has never averaged under 20 points per game since he's been in the league. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that's a foregone conclusion that he will get it at some point, maybe at this point in the season, again next year, if he plays at least the amount of games that he's played this season. So I do think he will end up breaking it. He will have that record. You know, he said, you know, he gets a bit annoyed when people don't consider him one of the great scorers in NBA history. And, you know, having that title to his name, I think just kills that argument. So it's another accolade for him to go out and ride off into the sunset with. So he'll definitely get it, I believe so.
Yeah, I listened to your conversation with George, and no room for Giannis. Why not?
Giannis could do it, but like I said, I think they're chasing something bigger. You know, they want to repeat as defending champions, and I think that the motivation is not there. I think one of the things we have to realize as to why we have all of these scoring outbursts right now, it's three factors. It's skill, motivation, and necessity. And necessity, Giannis doesn't need to do it. He's going to risk injury. Skill, you know, he has the skill. He can put up 40 points a night if he wants to, because, you know, he's probably the most dominant player in the league right now. And, you know, just motivation, you know, what's the motivation for him to do it? Just to say he has a scoring title? Potentially, but I think Coach Budenhauser will look at it a little deeper and be like, you know, we need you. We don't want to risk any injury. And I don't think the motivation will be there for the team to kind of go at it. Maybe he might go at it himself personally, but I don't think the team will be influenced to want to kind of let him go for that. So I don't think he'll get it. He can. I don't think the circumstances will permit.
Boy, Alistair, you drive a hard bargain. Giannis, two-time MVP, NBA champion. LeBron, four-time NBA champion, 2008 scoring title, multiple MVP. Joel Embiid, nothing. I want Joel Embiid to win.
Fair enough, you know, it would be nice for him as well, and he's having the MVP caliber season. You know, he's a front runner for the title as well. If he does it and he gets the scoring title this year and he has the MVP, it would be the best season for a 76er since 2001 when Allen Iverson was there and he won the scoring championship and won the MVP. So it would again be a really lovely storyline for Joel Embiid if he were to kind of do that, and it's possible. He's going to be playing tonight against the Lakers, and LeBron is not playing, so he has a chance to pass him and probably elongate some sort of lead against him if he's able to do that. So let's see what happens. But I think in terms of motivation and necessity, LeBron is probably going to have to score a lot and probably will win the scoring title based on that.
Yeah, and Embiid will inspire a lot of children in Yaoundé, the capital of his home nation, Cameroon. Thank you, Alistair. We'll talk again.
See you guys later.
Good. Before we leave the segment, these are the results of the games played on Tuesday. Nuggets winning, Bucks winning, Hawks as well, and the Magic